The infection spread like wildfire, a silent predator turning familiar faces into terrifying strangers. Cities became charnel houses, their streets silent save for the shuffling gait of the infected. Subscribe to Think What If for more stories that push your imagination to the edge. You huddle in your apartment, the barricades flimsy against the primal terror outside. Every creak of the building, every distant moan, sends a jolt of adrenaline through you. Food is scarce, water is rationed. Hope is a luxury you can no longer afford. The world as you knew it has dissolved into chaos, replaced by a desperate, primal struggle for survival. You've seen the news reports, the frantic warnings about a novel pathogen, a virus that rewrites DNA, a parasite that hijacks the mind. Scientists worked in hushed labs, pushing the boundaries of genetic engineering, creating something they couldn't control. A new strain of rabies, perhaps, or a CRISPR-induced fever dream. The whisper of danger became a roar. Now you're trapped, a prisoner in your own home, listening to the symphony of the apocalypse unfold just beyond your door. What would you do now? The silence outside is more terrifying than any scream. It's a predatory silence, a stillness that precedes the storm. You ration your last can of beans, the metallic tang a poor substitute for real sustenance. Thirst gnaws at you, a dry rasp in your throat. You remember the old world, the abundance, the ease with which you once procured food. Now, a single apple would be a king's ransom. You peek through a slit in the curtains, the street below a macabre tableau of overturned cars and discarded belongings. A figure stumbles into view, their movements jerky, their eyes vacant. The whisper of their ragged breath is amplified in the unnerving quiet. This is the Horde, not a mythical beast, but a perversion of humanity, driven by an insatiable, unnatural hunger. It's the terrifying reality of laboratory-created pathogens, engineered for speed and contagion, escaping their confines. They call it the shifting sickness, a plague that doesn't just kill, but transforms. But even in this suffocating despair, a flicker of defiance ignites. You recall fragmented broadcasts, whispers of sanctuary. Not below, in the infested streets, but high above, on the very rooftops that once offered panoramic views of a vibrant city. These aren't just roofs, they are becoming the last bastions of life. Imagine for a moment the resilience of nature. Consider Deinococcus radiodurans, a bacterium capable of withstanding extreme radiation, a testament to life's tenacity. Now imagine that resilience engineered into our food sources, into our very survival. Project Verdant Canopy, a forgotten initiative from a world obsessed with sustainability, is your only hope. It was designed to feed cities, to reclaim urban spaces, to create self-sustaining food systems in the face of dwindling resources and environmental collapse. Little did its creators know, it would become the blueprint for humanity's survival against an enemy of its own making. These aren't your grandmother's gardens. These are high-tech oases, self-contained ecosystems meticulously designed for efficiency and defense. Hydroponics and aeroponics systems hum with life, transforming water and nutrients into a bounty of fresh produce. Rooftop farms, once a niche concept, are now the world's most valuable real estate. You hear stories, carried on the wind or through crackling radio transmissions, of communities thriving in these sky-high sanctuaries. They have clean water, recycled and purified. They have a diverse and sustainable food supply, protected from the horrors below. But getting there, that's the impossible hurdle. The streets are a death trap. The elevators are dead. The stairwells are choked with the infected, a silent, shuffling tide. How do you ascend when the ground itself has become the enemy? The whisper of possibility is there, but the path is fraught with peril. You are not alone in your desperation. Others, driven by the same primal instinct to survive, are making the same terrifying calculation. Some scavenge for tools, for climbing gear, for anything that might offer a sliver of a chance to ascend. Others form desperate alliances, pooling their dwindling resources, their shared fear forging an unbreakable bond. You need more than just strength. You need ingenuity. You need to think like the city itself, to find its hidden arteries, its forgotten pathways. Maintenance tunnels, ventilation shafts, the precarious ledges of derelict buildings, these become your highways. You move with a newfound urgency, your senses on high alert. Every shadow is a potential threat, every sound a warning. The stench of decay wafts up from the streets, a constant reminder of what you are fleeing. You push on, fueled by the image of those verdant havens, those islands of life against the endless gray. The journey is a gauntlet. You witness firsthand the devastation below, the remnants of a world lost. But you also see the small miracles, a child's toy clutched in a lifeless hand, a faded photograph left on a windowsill. These glimpses of a vanished past fuel your resolve. You learn to navigate the treacherous urban landscape, to move with the silence of a predator, to strike with the speed of necessity. You see the Horde, their vacant eyes and shambling gait a constant, chilling spectacle. They are the result of unchecked scientific ambition, a mutated pathogen that turned humanity's greatest minds into its worst nightmare. Think of the engineered viruses, the lab leaks, the nightmare scenarios whispered about in hushed scientific circles. They are no longer theoretical. They are the architects of this new, terrifying reality. But above all this, you see the promise of the rooftops. Finally, you reach the base of a towering skyscraper, its upper floors bathed in the soft glow of artificial sunlight. This is it. This is Project Verdant Canopy. The air here is different, cleaner, carrying the scent of damp earth and burgeoning life. As you ascend, the sounds of the Horde fade, replaced by the gentle hum of machinery and the rustle of leaves. The people you encounter are weathered, their faces etched with hardship, but their eyes hold a fierce determination. They are survivors, guardians of this new world. They have mastered the art of vertical farming, coaxing life from nutrient-rich water, their harvests providing not just sustenance, but hope. They have created a system of defense, a network of interconnected rooftops, each a self-sufficient sanctuary. But this is not a paradise. It is a battlefield, waged daily against the lingering threat below. The whisper of survival echoes in the rustling leaves. These rooftop communities are ingeniously designed. Advanced water purification systems recycle every drop. Waste is composted, feeding the very plants that sustain them. Sophisticated pest control methods, utilizing beneficial insects and natural deterrents, keep their crops safe from unwanted guests. They've even developed methods to filter the air, creating pockets of breathable oxygen above the toxic smog that often blankets the ruined cities. You learn that some of these farms are experimenting with bioluminescent plants, not just for light, but as a signaling system, a way to communicate between rooftops, to warn of approaching danger, to coordinate efforts. It's a testament to human ingenuity, a beautiful, defiant bloom in the face of utter destruction. But how do they protect themselves from the relentless tide below? The answer lies in a combination of clever engineering and an intimate understanding of the Horde's limitations. Reinforced barriers, strategically placed water cannons, and even engineered plant life that emits repelling scents are employed. Some communities have developed vertical gardens that act as living walls, their dense foliage making them difficult to breach. Others utilize the wind currents, creating noisy deterrents that disorient the infected. It's a constant, vigilant effort, a dance on the edge of survival. The scientists who pioneered verdant canopy never imagined their work would become a weapon. But here, on these rooftops, their legacy is not just about growing food, it's about defending life itself. The knowledge is passed down, refined, adapted. The whisper of innovation never ceases. But there's a chilling revelation. The very pathogens that created the Horde are also the focus of intense study within these communities. Not to replicate the disaster, but to understand it, to find a cure, or at least a way to neutralize the threat. They are developing sophisticated biological countermeasures, working with the same genetic tools that brought the world to its knees. Imagine creating an antidote from the very virus that decimated humanity. It's a dangerous game, a tightrope walk between salvation and annihilation. The hope is that one day they can not only protect themselves, but perhaps reclaim the world below. The question remains, however, how far will they go, and what will be the cost of such a victory? The final act of survival is not about conquering the Horde, but about creating a new world, one seed at a time. It's about the quiet, persistent miracle of growth, the unyielding force of nature reclaiming its domain, even in the most unlikely of places. These rooftop farms are more than just food sources. They are laboratories of hope, classrooms of resilience, and monuments to the indomitable human spirit. They are the green shoots pushing through the concrete, the vibrant heartbeats of a world reborn. And as generations pass, these sky-high sanctuaries will continue to thrive. A testament to the fact that even in the darkest of times, life and the ingenuity to protect it will always find a way. The whisper of growth is the sound of our future. Subscribe to Think What If for more worlds you should never forget.